other match is starting or currently ongoing, so maybe we can switch to it.
I believe it would be Indonesia against the Philippines who is playing at the moment.
Oh yeah, it looks like an interesting match as well. So
yeah, we can probably swap to that and see what they're up to. We have to also consider that at 15 UTC, so in about 40 minutes, we have France versus the United Kingdom as well. So we can have a little bit of a wave between those matches. So pretty much non-stop matches. Let's go.
Yeah, these matches do not stop. You are only gonna see matches, and we are sitting Wave Tapper.
Right, so far. Well, actually, it seems like Indonesia's winning this. What? Well, that's a bit of a surprise here. Arcad, because usually the powerhouse in SVs for the Philippines, is doing fairly well, but Do Not Mess is just destroying this chart. And same for Lux Maiden. 99.73, and there's a miss by Fuji as well. What? Okay then. Indonesia is gonna be taking the first point against the Philippines here. Good job. Wow, that's a bit of a surprise. I did not see that coming. Alright then, Indonesia making a stand here, winning the first pick. And it was actually the Philippines pick. What? That's a breakpoint.
Oh my god, after a great start. After a great start from Indonesia. Wow.
I mean, we have seen in the past the Philippines might not be the best team when it comes to picking the right choices against their opponents, and certainly I was not expecting that to be a pick that Philippines were made against Indonesia. Indonesia is known for their SV's capabilities. They're usually very weak when it comes to long notes as well, so I'm surprised the Philippines didn't just go for Yura Yura or falling down really at this point. Oh, we're going again to SVs?
Wait, no SV was banned. So
no SVs were banned.
We're gonna have two SVs in a row as first picks.
Okay, here's the reason why they did not go for long nose. Falling down and Yura were both banned. Okay.
Well, double LN ban, double SV pick. That is quite uncommon. Well, that's kind of reminiscent of what I experienced in beginner tournaments, to be honest. A lot of SV picks, a lot of LN bans because everyone in the beginner tournament is bad at LNs. And it seems that both teams seem kind of shaky on LNs, to be fair, but
let the bass kick.
Yeah. BBKK is going to be the second pick from Indonesia. Perhaps riding on the wave of the previous breakpoint on Wave Tapper.
Alright then, we're gonna start then. This is a bit of a unexpected start for the match, I'll say, at the very least.
Yeah, but we like those upsets. We live for those upsets.
Let the bass kick.
Honestly, I have to say I favor Indonesia for this map as well. It will be interesting if they can hold on through it. Do Not Mess is an incredible player when it comes to accuracy, and he's very versatile. His SVs are really good as well. And Lux Maiden has proven to be playing most of the SVs as well, if not all of them, and doing it on a very high level. And Retro is just there for support. If they can provide a triple full combo here, they will probably outplay the Philippines here. There's a bit of an easier track in terms of physical capabilities, so Chuck's accuracy is going to be showing, as it's not going to be as good as the rest of the team, I believe.
Yeah, Do Not Mess kind of dropped the accuracy, dipping below Bochi's accuracy, but still very good.
Let the bass kick.
Oh, we hear this, the ghost stab there by Retro. Very common one actually to do. If you listen to the hit sounds. But anyways, it seems like actually a very good lead now for the Philippines instead of what I was suggesting for Indonesia perhaps.
Yeah, Lux Maiden dropped a lot. being below 99%.
The section is coming right now. It's actually very tricky if you play, especially with lower scroll speed. No problem on the middle. Actually,
Oh, Chuck! What happened?
over there. He actually hit it all 5, but just missed the last one. He was probably missing 1 kick. So now the lead is shrinking a little bit. With time, they don't have enough to recover from this. Indonesia, that is. These bombs are really tricky to get good accuracy out of, so we might see some drops in terms of accuracy by any of these players here, but actually not. We don't see any. And in the Philippines, though, the lead is shrinking a little bit. Chuck is already in the combo cap, so I don't think that's going to be enough for Indonesia to take it back, and it is not. That is a 12,000 points lead for the Philippines. That is a 2 B1 double S by the Philippines team here. 98,300 for Boji. And Do Not Mess also doing fairly well. He's himself 993k.8. It was just the accuracy from Retro and Lux Maiden that was not enough for them to overtake Philippines here.
Yeah, the thing is the combination of Butchies and Arcats. The combination of Butchies and Arcats, the accuracy was just too strong, and Chuck wasn't doing too bad either, just having 1 miss and having, despite the miss having a 99.5, and Indonesia was more all over the place, with Do Not Mess being the strongest performer, and the others kind of lagging behind. But yeah, that's a double breakpoint actually.
That it is indeed, and no more SVs, so probably no more surprises here in this match. I wouldn't be surprised if Philippines just goes for higher rates, and they will indeed go for Sylvia.
Okay, so Sylvia is the longest map of the pool, I believe. Yeah,
Other
4
than
minutes and
tiebreaker?
1 second.
Yeah.
Other than the tiebreaker, yeah, it's the longest map. 4 minutes and 1 second. And it's just a full shock of little grace notes and little annoying things that can break a player. Can break some combos. No, we're all out of SVs. The SVs were the 2 first picks. We got Wave Tapper first, we got BBKK second.
I'm sorry if I'm not speaking, but I'm just like headbanging to this song. So good.
Yeah, Lapex has a lot of bangers. Sometimes,
Definitely.
yeah, sometimes the drops are hit or miss, but most of the drops I find are very enjoyable. And what is happening with the clients?
Yeah, he's just
okay.
trying to sing, I think, yeah.
Okay.
There's only one thing I have to complain about this chart in particular. Well, there may be more, but one that I can spot immediately is like, is the Lapix a full lowercase? Like, why is the L capitalized? I was sure that Lapix was just always lowercase. Anyways.
Yeah, it's usually, yeah, Lapix usually is lowercase, but I don't think Lapix minds.
Hopefully Lapix doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, there we go with the hybrid. Very, I mean, not techy, but rather bursty hybrid here. It's more on the right side than anything else. It has some intrusive longness in between, like those ones, but they're usually on break sections, so they're not too hard to focus on them and get them done properly. But as we said, this is very bursty and very long as well, so we'll have to see how the Indonesian team performs on something like this.
Yeah, there's been a lot of graceness that can take accuracy, and Retro X on Indonesia's side is currently the lowest accuracy with the 99.5, which is kind of the distance. And,
Jack actually drops the combo. He's accuracy is still really high, so it was just an isolated miss. This might not be enough for Indonesia to recover, but it's gonna make the scoreline super close.
Yeah, absolutely. We're only at third in, and Chuck is catching up on the 400 accuracy.
Yeah, now inching out that difference in their favor. Now that he reached the combo cap, Philippines is gonna take that lead and strengthen it a little bit considering the accuracy advantage. The best accuracy here by Indonesia is Lux Maiden, 99.78, and that is ever so slightly better than Chuck, who actually has a miss as well on his own hands. So accuracy well in favor for the Philippines, and
Yeah,
that's the main reason why they're still on the lead even with the miss.
Yeah, if you look at Philippines' accuracy, it's just a lead better than Indonesia. Boccia being at 99.94, Swansea being at 99.88. Just the leagues above.
Yeah, Swansea and Boji are just so good at this game. They're so accurate, they can just play any map and they will do fantastically well. This is no exception. That is what's keeping Philippines afloat here, that accuracy advantage that is provided by those two players. With a third of the map remaining still, anything can happen, don't get me wrong. There's still miss potential for the Philippines, but Indonesia is definitely on the lower hand here. They'll have to go for chokes. They can't just out-act at any point here.
Yeah, so far they got one choke out of the Philippines, but that's not enough because there's still the accuracy difference.
Oh, it's another miss by Chuck. And one of those bursts again, but Retro X trades it.
Oh no, Retro X.
They're going equal now then, 2 misses against 1, but the accuracy is in favor of Philippines by a big distance. And with the map almost over here, Chuck's gonna reach the combo cap at the same time as Retroax, so no points are gonna be dropped by any of the two teams. The lead will stay the same. And the map is pretty much over, really. Not many points remaining for any team to miss on. This will be a pick for the Philippines.
Yeah, pretty much, but that's made them with a very respectable run, almost being at 99.8. And do not mess with also a full combo, so still respects to Indonesia, but this is going to be Philippines with outstanding runs by Bocci with the V1SS, and 138 regulars out of 3,500 notes.
Yeah, it's a very aesthetic score as well. 997, 977. That's like very, very cool.
Yeah, 9s and 7s. Bocci is showing that swag.
Yeah, Boci's just a beast, really. No surprise that he got such a good score. Same with Swansea, really. It's just unfortunate that Chuck got a couple misses there, but overall, very strong team performance there by Philippines. They are now waiting for Indonesia to make their choice. So we'll have to see what they go for. Probably Future Cider. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for Future Cider here.
Yeah, I think Future Cider is a very likely pick from Indonesia. But yeah, it seems that with Philippines' outstanding accuracy, it's going to take a lot from Indonesia to be able to challenge them for a couple more points. So otherwise, what are the options? Since Ellen is gone, actually, Ellen is not an option.
Okay.
Good luck.
Again, good luck, Indonesia.
I don't know what they're betting on. They're surely going to lose on accuracy, but...
Yeah, and they have Bobsy as well. Like, Philippines has Bobsy, who is extremely well known to be one of the better core-jack players that the Philippines has to offer in general. Like, OG Swansea Bobsy will probably be the best core-jack team that Philippines can provide in history, really. Like, they're betting on something very weird here.
I I think maybe they're betting on chokes, but there are more chokeable songs left in the pool, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're going for the banger picks.
Yeah, that's also fair actually, but maybe the Indonesian team is not too bad at Korjak, so they are just hoping for a miss, as you said. And really, in a map like this, chokes are very frequent, very easy to find. And even though I pointed out that Bopsy is an extremely solid Korjak player, he has seen chokes in the past. Like, I remember him playing on 4-digit World Cup, like Mania World Cup to this year, and on Jax, he did really well in terms of ratio and combo capabilities and everything, but he always had like one choke, 150. And that might be enough for Indonesia if they can hold their ground on a pick like this, but I'm just not sure if they can hold their ground in a pick like this. That is the problem. Like, that's why this pick shocks me so much. I don't expect Indonesia to be physically capable to hold on through this without difficulties. And we can see that already from RetroX. He dropped a lot of accuracy early on already.
Yeah, RetroX is not on a good start, but it can be caught up as Volksy actually misses.
Wow, I called it. I'm mad that I called this.
Yeah, because I was looking at Volksy accuracy, which was starting kind of shaky, but then Volksy actually missed as I was looking at.
It was like the Luigi's that's there, but it was that's so. What is going on with the Philippines?
What did Indonesia do to this pick? Did they poison the map pool?
Wow.
Wow.
Do not miss accuracy in Boji.
Well, yeah, do not miss actually has the lead in terms of accuracy, and Lust Maiden is actually doing really well as well. Actually being third in accuracy overall. Yo!
Indonesia is a low seed team against the top seed team in Philippines, and they're just totally destroying the Philippines on this pick.
What is going on? Why does this pick work?
Well, it seems like they were very confident on this, and it was a good reason for thinking so. Do not miss accuracy is very incredible on this. And though Swampsy is out accuracy Lux Maiden, even though it's not showing that way, he has that one miss. If it wasn't for the miss, they would be out accuracy here. And Bopsy had 2 misses as well, so that probably was better than RetroX. So in ideal situations where Philippines just triple full combos is as we initially expected them to do, they will be winning this, but as you said earlier, Indonesia was hoping for the chokes and they got actually drops very big drops there.
No, it's not mess. Oh.
He was the best score on Indonesia, so they can hold on. They cannot afford many misses anymore here. They just need to combo this rest bits of the map and they should have the lead still.
Yeah, they have some leeway, but it is very scary to miss at that point.
I think they got it. There's a couple 200s there at the end by Do Not Mess, but it still doesn't matter. 6,000 points in favor of Indonesia. Boji with 99 300s and 1 200. A single miss from Swamsy, 3 from Bopsy, and that 50 from RetroX. I think that 50 is what made Indonesia win this pick. If that 50 was a miss, they were done for. And they won it. Wow.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting development. Actually, Indonesia winning Wave Tapper at first, and this really interesting points that they got.
Philippines going straight into quarter mines here, going for deck. Probably the comparison to Exlo, I'll say.
Yeah, kind of a technical kind of thing. 80. It's a language that I know.
Hey. Yeah, when are we gonna get Spanish songs in the pool?
Hey,
Shaking my head.
get some Shakira in here.
The mirror mod doesn't stick. I hate it. Oh, I didn't know that. I never use mirrors, so I don't really know if it sticks throughout picks.
Yeah, it depends on the referee, maybe.
I am still surprised that the Philippines is not going for long notes, but okay. I am shocked that they actually banned long notes. But okay.
But yeah, the double Ellen ban was interesting. They really don't want to play it as. I don't remember if this one has variable BPM or not.
I believe it does. At the very least, it has different snaps. That's a given. I don't quite remember if it has multiple BPMs. I think it does, but I can't say for sure, so I'll just refrain to make the call on that.
Mm-hmm.
Those jacks are just ouch. I don't know how they do it. You see Bolsby, or Bubsy rather, staying around here for the Philippines, as expected for the rise picks, and he misses.
No,
And on the first column check.
Bubsy is really cursed. I think Bubsy was also the first one to miss on the chord jack before.
Yeah, you will be right. He was saying that he had some client lag issues, and if that is the case, then that's a big bad thing. You don't want to miss due to lag, really. If you want to miss, I mean, you never want to miss, but if you do, it's best if it is due to you not being able to hit the pattern properly rather than just the game freezing on your face and not being able to do anything about it.
Yeah, technical misses are the worst in tournament. They're never satisfying, even for the one who actually wins, because they feel bad for the person who misses.
Absolutely. But over here, oh, there's a miss by RetroX actually. That's gonna trade go. The lead goes instantly into Philippines' favor here. I was about to mention that even with the miss by Bolts, it seems like Philippines was starting to catch up just on accuracy alone. But now with the miss by RetroX, that's just gonna be an easy comeback here by Philippines now. So long as they combo again this last third, they should be fine. I believe even with one miss, they might still be fine. It will be really close, but it will still be fine. Oh, that trill RetroX. Yeah, I was about to say he was rushing that trill so hard and that costing him the combo.
Yeah, Retro is being at a particularly low percentage of accuracy compared to all the other players, and Butchie is Swarmsy pretty much destroying the map, just dominating outright, and Butchie not doing bad either despite the initial miss. So we can see that Philippines on this particular type of pick is leagues ahead of Indonesia. So the core check episode might be because Indonesia was proficient enough to keep up with the Philippines, but this was techy enough that Indonesia could not keep up with Philippines.
It seems to be the case, and even with the misses, as Redtrax was mentioning, maybe client lag. Same for Bobsy, really. In ideal circumstances, even with the one miss by Bobsy, it would have still been a victory for the Philippines, pretty sure. Those ratios from Boji and Plums on a map like this are just really, really crazy, as we are used to at this point.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding showing from Philippines. And actually, we're going to see future cider from Indonesia as both of us probably expected it instead of the core check. But will this work this time?
Alright, so if there is one map that Indonesia can probably take advantage of and is remaining on the pool, will probably be this one. They will take advantage of Yin, really. Their long node deficit is pretty clear. They're avoiding it at all costs. So going for future cider, which is more rice based, easier than the rest of the pool. hoping that one SB catches the Philippines off guard, as it happened on the previous match between Singapore and Finland. That's pretty much all that Indonesia has to bet for here, and perhaps just win a rice pick, really. They were not that far off at some portions of the previous pick we saw, so perhaps they have what it takes to put up a fight against the Philippines in rice, especially Philippines chokes as much as they are doing lately. And we even seen Arcat here for Future Sider. No surprise he's the SB player of the team, but still, that might be a good sign for Indonesia. Arcat's accuracy is really good, but I think this map is a bit out of its reach.
Yeah, just call Arcat for the single SV in this map. Perhaps needed, as we saw in the two previous matches that the SVs actually killed two different players. Okay, let's let the client sync up a little bit, and we can start watching this properly. Do not mess being kind of stuck in there.
In the limbo.
Mm-hmm.
And as we said initially, it seems like Arcat is having a little bit of difficulty when it comes to accuracy compared to the rest of the players in the Philippines, but still doing well enough to overperform against Retro X, which is the weakest score on Indonesia. But it's very close though. Like, most of the difference here is coming from Boji alone. Chuck as well is not doing as well as he probably would want to. Then went to the SV. Oh, there's no drops.
Oh,
That's good.
yeah, that's good. Retro X actually dropping accuracy instead.
A lot of it as well.
99%.
Arcat as well dropped a couple 200s, but nearly not as close as what Retro X just dropped here. And so far, this seems to be a very safe lead now for the Philippines side here. So long as they can keep their combos, they should be fine, really. Retro X is trying its best to recover here, but they probably won't have enough time, really, to make up for this bit of a slip in terms of accuracy he had early on.
Yeah, Retro X has a lot of deficit now. So yeah, do not mess and Bochi leading their respective paths.
Yeah, the drops a bit of the long nose, I believe. Retro X having a bit of accuracy there, a couple 200s. But again, it's not what they're looking for. They're looking for a miss here by the Philippines. The map is almost over, so even a miss at this point probably won't matter regardless. It will be a win once more for the Philippines here. A break point, second break point for them in the match here. One single 200 for Chuck, but the best score here goes for Boji, as he has the superior ratio here, 107.
Yeah, good run from Boji. And yeah, the Philippines managed to avoid the curse of the Future Sider.
They do indeed. Retro X trying his best there with a full combo, but the accuracy not being quite high up there. He was the player who had to match Arcat here, and Arcat did fairly well himself at only 9 200s, 292 300s. And unfortunately for Indonesia, it was not enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Do not mess having like almost half the ratio of Boji, so kind of scary to think about it. And
Okay, you heard the name of this map.
Yeah, we're going into Belflot. So
Pretty
this
much
is
specific for Philippines.
We're gonna call it the pick for Philippines. Philippines pick. I can say Belflot, but yeah, this is a sped up version, which is at 216 BPM. That's pretty ricey, so not really a surprise from the Philippines, who are very strong at Rise. So yeah, I'm expecting to see Philippines dominate once more in accuracy, but we'll see how it actually goes.
Well, if we saw something in this match is that Bolsey is very prone to choke. So in a map like this, which is going to be pretty much shooting for accuracy, he has to be very careful. He cannot afford a miss. Philippines might not be able to hold the lead just on accuracy alone with a single miss in a map like this. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to hope that no technical issues arise on either side.
Bolsey actually struggling when it comes to accuracy here on 99.46.
Yeah, I don't know what's
the
going
is
on.
fairly low. Oh, he's
And,
rushing. He's rushing hard.
Yeah, it's actually flickering.
And then you have Boji as well, casually on the 99.97, you know.
Yeah, Boji is just being the captain of this boat, and Boji kind of in the safety boat right now. But still, this is still a lead for the Philippines.
It's a very small lead, and the map is very short, so any misses or any accuracy drops really are going to be more significant. So this is on the range of a couple 200s really to make the difference. And Retroxy Strike is pulling the accuracy ahead a little bit, but they're going to need more than it's just Boji, which is destroying the Retroxy drops. Oh, what the fuck is that? It's going to give Indonesia the lead. Oh, we see the Lucid again coming clutch here on Rise with another breakpoint in a row. 5,000 points of difference in favor of Indonesia. Here, V1 double S by Do Not Mess. And what did Boji just do here on 33 300s?
33 300s. That's a very impressive performance from Boji, but unfortunately, Volpsy kind of lack in accuracy, and Swampsy's choke at the end will just give up the point to Indonesia. Indonesia, who had decent enough performances to actually earn that point. So congratulations to Indonesia. Very well played.
I'm honestly surprised that the accuracy from Swampsy was that low. I mean, sure he had a miss, and without they would have won it anyway. But the ratio was a bit on the low end side. Like I was expecting double digits at the very least. He got 150. So Swampsy maybe not having the most comfortable of times in a map like that one that we just saw. So a bit of a surprise that Indonesia now has the pick. If they win, it's 4-4. They're going for Maelstrom. Oh wait, is that a map? Yeah, that's a map. Freezing Maelstrom. That it is.
Okay, Freezing Maelstrom is somewhat similar to Verfloat, but still quite different. But it's still ricey, surprisingly so. I'm also expecting Philippines to kind of take the lead in terms of accuracy, thanks to mostly Boji and Swansea. But maybe they're hoping for another choke fest like this one. And by the way, that was actually a breakpoint, so that was exactly what they needed.
Yeah, that was the time to get the breakpoint really, because they lost that one, and when Philippines will be on like match point. So, oh, it seems like Google Chrome did open for Swampsy at some point.
What?
Explain why he got the miss, but still, probably just a lag thing rather than anything else.
Technical issues, really. We hate to see them.
You definitely do hate to see them. But here, Freezing Maelstrom, considering how well Indonesia has been keeping up when it comes to accuracy and how poorly the Philippines are performing in terms of comboing capabilities, they're doing fantastic when it comes to accuracy. But it's just that they're choking so often. this might be actually a good pick for Indonesia. They could potentially take this one, take it 4-4, and then Philippines is on a bit of a tricky situation because they don't have much to pick. Like they could go for Yin. Like they are the better teams in long nose, I believe. Just Boshi and Chuck alone should be good enough to overtake the two best players of Indonesia, which will likely be Do Not Mess and Lux Maiden. Then the third is a bit of a tricky thing. I believe Arcade will still be the main choice for Philippines in a map like that. It should still be able to overperform Retro X, all things considered. But even that pick will be risky for the Philippines. So if Indonesia wins this, Philippines might be on a trickier spot. And it's weird to say that, really. I was expecting Philippines to maybe choke a point or two against the Indonesian team. The Indonesian team is very good at accuracy. They have very good SB powerhouses like Do Not Mess. But being in this situation where it's essentially a tied game, I was not expecting at all.
Yeah. Well, if it does get to tiebreaker, though, I think Philippines still has the advantage here. But it maybe for tiebreaker, it would come down to individual practice.
Oh my god, Swamsy just drops on the intro. What is going on with the Philippines?
Swamsy, did you close Google Chrome?
That will be a question that remains unanswered until the end of the chart. Hopefully the miss was early enough for Philippines to recover on accuracy alone. And of course, if there is a break by Indonesia, this will favor the Philippines.
Right now, Do Not Mess on a very good start. Topping Boji, actually. Well, briefly. So overall, very good start overall. But the Swamsy's drop is kind of a blight on Philippines' side.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Indonesia just keeps up with the accuracy from the Philippines here. Sure, it's mostly on Do Not Mess hands because matching Boshi is ridiculously tricky. But Wolfspeed is not performing all too well when it comes to ratio today, and again with combo really. So you see Lux Maiden, or actually even Retro X, matching Wolfspeed here, and it's just Lux Maiden matching Swamsy. So when it comes to accuracy, they are essentially equal. It's just that the one miss by Swamsy very early on that is making the difference here between these two teams. And as you can see, the difference is pretty much insignificant. It's even getting shorter as we speak.
Yeah, I know.
The flicker now.
They're basically tied, and this is absolutely nail-biting. They're absolutely tied. They're strictly tied right now. They just have like Do Not Mess or Bochi leading the pack, and then the two others like lagging behind at the 99.8 for each.
Yeah, but Do Not Mess.
This is pretty much how it's gonna go for the rest of the song, except if something happens. I'm not gonna mention it.
Well, Do Not Mess was struggling a little bit at the end of that stream, so maybe his stamina is starting to take a bit of a hit. Anyways, he's on the 99.90, he dropped his 99.93 a little bit, and that is what's causing Indonesia now to drop their lead. As Boshi has no trouble whatsoever with a 99.97. So many nines, I just confused myself. The scope lead is just extremely short, really. It can be anyone's game here. A single drop, a single 200 can definitely do the difference here.
Boshi is dead solid. A really solid performance. Do Not Mess is kind of more shaky in comparison, but still very good. Still holding that 99.9.
Maiden, oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, that hurts.
That is a big miss there. Indonesia was fighting as much as they possibly could there. With the miss from Lux Maiden, they were always open for a choke by the Philippines, but at this point with that miss, it seems like it's over. It's gonna be Philippines who takes this pick and makes the match 5-3, another break point in a row.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bet from Indonesia is not going to pan out again. But it was a good try, to be honest. They were actually looking at the chance of victory in the beginning, but they did not manage to sustain their performance as well.
99k for Boshi. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's not much to comment on. The Philippines is just absolute pillars. Almost 3 V1 double S's, but Swansea had to miss in the beginning.
Yep. There was a keyboard drop apparently as well by Lux Maiden over there with the 4 misses. He would have had the double S probably without those, but it would still have not been enough, have been a lot closer. Philippines takes that break point. Now they are match point. It's their own pick, and I guess Epic Manor would be the better choice here if they don't want to risk Jin, which is fair. They could go for Bokura as well if they really want to. Due to them not really testing long nose at all against Indonesia, they might just want to go for something they already have experience with. They know that they are better overall than Indonesia when it comes to like ratios, but they're going instead for Cold Soiled. Oh,
yeah, the fun number thing.
The fun the number thing.
The number thing. The number thing is very wild, and this is the first time we're going to see it on stream, except for the showcases, of course. But it's pretty wild in terms of snaps and tech, and it's just kind of a wild card in general. I think it's pretty awkward to play, but let's see how those players actually learn this thing, because it's not trivial at all. So my speculation for the song name is that it describes the notes being played, like 4172756869 would be perhaps what you're hearing in the background in terms of notes. But of course, I don't currently have the time to verify that fact, but you guys can tell me.
Oh man, I mean, I really want to see a tiebreaker here. Not gonna lie, but I think at this point, considering that Indonesia lost that map we saw recently, oh Lux Maiden is just wait, he was holding the wrong keys. Oh, you saw that.
Reset.
I'm not sure if this is a reset, but he was holding the wrong keys. Absolutely, like he was trying to do the 1-4 jumps and he did 1-3s. He had the fingers on the wrong keys, and he's just not playing at all. Now he just either completely tilt or was asking for a restart here. Not sure if it's happening.
Yeah,
both fish are choking as hard as I have ever seen. Oh man, that would have been so good for Indonesia.
Yeah, I don't know what is gonna happen here, because it's still the beginning of the chart, so I think Indonesia can ask for a reset, but I'm not sure what is happening.
Well, I'm not sure if it is allowed to have a reset here. Like, technically it is a player's mistake there to not have the fingers on the right columns, not being ready for the match when saying otherwise. This will be a very anticlimactic way to end this match.
Yeah, no, if the point actually counts, it's actually anticlimactic, as you say. Especially since Volpsy actually choked and chokes right now. And the Philippines are likely not aware of Indonesia's struggles, except if they're looking at the point differential. And yeah, on one hand, it's going to be heartbreaking for Indonesia if this point counts, but on the other hand, I don't know if they were really looking at a chance to win this gig. Well, maybe, perhaps. I mean, they're very good players, and Lopez is actually having a pretty decent run, but not as decent as
Bossy
Butchie,
even
who
dropped
is
again. Now
Butchie
retroacts.
being at 99.91, just a monster. Swampsy being not too far behind at 99.88.
I'm trying to calculate, or actually estimate, how much score will have Lux Maiden gain here. And I think that had he played the map properly, not dropped a single time, that score will have probably been enough. I'm not sure, question mark. If he had a full combo, it would have definitely been enough. But, or was it? No, I don't think it was, actually.
Nah, I
never
don't
mind.
think so,
There
because
was no case.
Because if you look at Butchie and Swampsy's ratios, which are absolutely monstrous, Indonesia was nowhere close to matching them. I mean, Do Not Mess is likely the spearheader of Indonesia, and even Do Not Mess had like 250 regulars versus like 100. But yeah, good job to the Philippines. That was a pretty entertaining match, actually, with interesting upsets from Indonesia on Wave Tapper and the Korchak they carry. I don't even remember the name of the song.
Yeah, good luck. It will be good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck and
right
the flush.
now,
Whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, right now we have another match going on, which is France versus the United Kingdom. Shoutouts to France. Shoutouts to my country.